there's a lot of different ways to putt. There's been great putters that have done a million different things, but when I'm talking about developing a player, there's some real fundamentals that we try to instill.
Well, Tony, I think you're right. There's no one way that everybody has to putt, but there are certain things that I have preferences for, and I know you do as well. And if we start with our junior players or people that are really trying to get better, we try to get some of these fundamentals in play. The first one, I think, is to get the putter to sit in the palm of your hand. Get your thumb and your thumb pad on top of the grip so that the club is in the palm of the hand, not down in the fingers like a full swing. And I like to put the person's bottom hand, the right hand, for a right-handed player, on there first. And you'll notice that when we do that, the shaft gets in line with my forearm. That's kind of an on-plane position in putting. I like to do the same thing when I sneak my left hand in there. I like to get the shaft to line up with that left arm as well. And I like the arms to be nicely in front of your chest. They don't have to be stuck to your sides, but I do want them to be in front of you. Once you've gotten your hands on there, all I try to do is get bent over and aim the putter. Then I get set up into a nice square position, and I try at that point to make the power come from the rocking of my shoulders. I like the shoulders to create the power. The shoulders are the pivot motion for putting. I don't like to see any lower body action, and I don't like to see very much, or if any, hand and wrist action. So by putting the putter in the palm of the hand, it gets the shaft lined up with my forearms. It takes the wrist out of it because it's not in the fingers. All I've got to do then is just bend over and aim the putter, get myself set up nice and square, and try to keep my lower body quiet while I rock my shoulders to hit the putt.
We've talked about mechanics. You know, we have those preferences. Again, and I think to go back to what we've talked about in all of these segments, it's the pivot motion that's moving the club and delivering the power. But from there, the area that I think that very few golfers pay attention to and that really causes the struggles is their lack of attention to speed. I think they spend a whole lot of time worrying about line, not enough attention to speed, and I think that's where all the three putts come in. Most of the time when I see kids have a bunch of three putts, it's not because they just make a bunch of bad strokes, it's because their speed's terrible.
But I like my students to have a nice long look at the hole so that their body can then react to what their eyes have told it. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to turn it into a reaction. Your eyes know how far you have to hit it, much like driving a car. We know when to step on the gas and step on the brake. You have to let your body react to what your eyes are telling it, and then through a little bit of practice, you can usually get your speed more under control. Well, whenever I'm in closer to the hole, I do a couple drills. I love a chalk line, and I like to find a nice straight putt from about 4 feet, and I like to stand there and do my block practice that way where I repeat it and learn to run it up the chalk line and knock it into the hole. And then I'll do some drills maybe from 3 feet, 5 feet, 7 feet, try to make 3 putts at each station. And then once you've done that and accomplished that, then I try to move into the speed component of it, and it's more of a specific distance control than it is a specific line control.
You know, and I think when you're practicing distance and you're trying to develop a feel, you don't really need to be worried about the hole. You need to be thinking about feel and developing that aspect of your game. And one of the drills that I know we've done a lot of this together, is to get in there and take 3 golf balls and take the first golf ball, and you just want to hit it, just take a whack at it, you know, hit it 20, 25 feet. Then you take your second golf ball and you're trying to hit it past the first ball. And then you take the third golf ball and you're trying to hit it in between those balls. So you're learning to develop some speed. It creates a little competition. You know, I think this is a fantastic drill. And then, you know, and I hit that one short. I didn't quite get it there, but you start doing that, you'll start getting better and better at it. And then I like to see the kids and the players, this was uphill, I'd like to see them do it downhill, and then I like to see them do it across the green, you know, right to left and left to right. I think if they play games like that enough, I think they're going to get pretty dang good with their speed and eliminate 3 putts. So we've got the fundamentals that you laid out with the grip, the shaft in line with your arms, we're keeping your lower body quiet, moving the putter with the rocking of your shoulders, your pivot, and then we're really focusing on short putts, 4 or 5 feet, and using the chalk line, trying to make a bunch of those, and then we've got some games for developing speed, which is going to help you eliminate the 3 putts.
Absolutely.